right, and
chat. Oh, there we go.
This is not a comic book.
Thank God I have to watch an ad.
Gotta watch an ad to get on our own screen. Alright, so we're on the die. We won the die roll. We're gonna be on the play.
And we will be keeping this.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not great.
It's not fantastic. We do have infinite mana on 3 if they don't interact. But we do have 3 or 4 draws. And an Eternal Witness with the Horizon Canopy to just kind of keep the cards flowing if we need to. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this.
So can you make the chat thing bigger so we line up on the actual chat, like make Moto?
Oh yeah. That was. There we go. Golden. Okay, so we're just gonna start with fetch and pass the turn. We don't have any thing we're gonna do turn 1, so we'll end up fetching for Temple Garden.
So how does it keep track of your donations? Do you just have to tell it where your donations come from so that go to?
Yeah, you do. I had that set up a million years ago. I don't have donations currently set up because I'm realistic about things.
Hey, you made $2.
Yeah, I made $2 2 years ago. So we're playing against Blue Red Phoenix, which is hot garbage for us.
Hey, there's worlds where they tap out for Thing in the Ice here.
Oh my god, if they tap out for Thing in the Ice, we're so far ahead. We have like a greater than 50% chance of winning on the untap. And they're going to have the deal 3, the Fiery Temper. Oh man, that's going to feel so good. Ooh, no Fiery Temper.
Dude,
that is so good for us. We have greater than 50% to win on the spot, and I'm not blocking because Gut Shot is a hell of a drug. Alright, we're gonna... That is incorrect. We're gonna tap for white mana. We're gonna Vizier.
So is there a correct way to sequence this? I don't actually know, like...
in regards to what?
I assume it doesn't matter if you company or Horizon Canopy first, just because it'll see just as deep either way.
Right.
I guess Canopy first, you can draw a second Collected Company, right?
But you could just as likely to do it after. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to go with Collected Companies because they're more likely to just win for us.
We just won.
Alternately, we just win unless they have Surgical.
There are worlds where they have Surgical.
There definitely are because we are playing on Moto.
Well, also all decks to play main deck Surgical.
Yeah, it's true. Yay! Our opponent is kind enough to concede.
A good person, yep.
Yeah, I love it when they don't concede and they're like, oh, I'm going to run your clock because I'm that kind of person. And it's like, okay. Sure, you got me. So how did we like sideboarding for this matchup? I know we didn't really care for trackers because they're just kind of slow.
Yeah. We definitely liked the 2 Eidolons.
Yeah, the Eidolons. We brought in...
The question is how much removal we wanted.
Right.
We definitely want...
We definitely 100% want decays. This matchup is one of the reasons we actually put decay in the deck.
Yeah, I do think we want paths. It's whether or not we want the Assassin's Trophy. Just because like Thing in the Ice is so good against us.
I think the last time I played this matchup, I brought in the paths, but I don't think I brought in the trophy.
I think that's fine.
Just because there's a lot. So we're going to side out at least one company. I know it won us the last game, but it's a bit slow. I think I also sided out 3 Finks because...
Did we keep the combo in, or do we take the combo out since they're so high in removal? But I guess the problem is we're like
we can't fair game them.
Yeah.
Their fair game just completely destroys our fair game. So what we end up needing to do is combo off no matter what. So I like keeping in all the pieces for the infinite mana combo because that actually wins us the game.
And then 1 each of a core target for the other one.
And then the other combo, if we like, you know, hit a piece or 2 off of the collected company, we have the chance to cord and get a combo. So thoughts on Scavenging Ooze versus a second Kitchen Finks?
I do think Ooze is better.
Okay. Right, because it can eat our dudes that have died and then attack through a
And can eat their phoenixes.
They can eat their phoenixes and things.
They can play Bedlam Reveler.
Okay, so I like that. Is there any other change
cut the
we want?
Field of Ruin? Is that a thing we can do?
Yeah, that's a thing we can do. So I'm fine with doing that because this is a pretty fast matchup and we don't really want to draw too many lands. Also, they don't have like creature lands or Tron lands for us to need to worry about.
Yep.
So I think I'm fine with sideboarding like this.
I guess we do need to lock down these sideboard plans and actually write them down.
Yeah, we do. Because
That opens in less than 2 weeks.
holy crap. Yeah.
Alright.
Sure. It's not great, but
I don't think it's getting any better going to 6.
I mean,
It can, but
like the double vizier is kind of already a mull, so maybe it was correct to mulligan there. But they're likely to bolt our hierarch on 1, unless they are just playing Thing and Ice on 2.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping they sideboarded into actual factual Storm. That'd be great. Alright. So we're gonna play our hierarch and pass. Alright, so they're holding up Bolt for
Things that matter.
versus nobody really.
Luckily, we have multiple things that barely matter but look like they matter.
Well, the thing, because one of my favorite parts about playing this deck is how heavily people overvalue Vizier of Remedies on average.
Especially here, this Vizier matters very little to us because we don't have a Druid in play.
Right, and so...
Or they just didn't have a Bolt. They are allowed to not have Bolt.
That's a possibility. Or they're like, alright, if we... Okay, sure, Lava Axe our hierarch. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, the third land drop.
Sure. They did have a bolt, and they get the Phoenix, and we get to path it because...
Yeah, I think we do path it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can see worlds where we don't, but I think just, like, keeping them off of any kind of anything is great.
I think you just play Vizier and play a land, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we can always E-Whip back the path if need be.
Yeah, the only time we get punished is if they have Graveyard Hate that costs mana, but, like, what are they going to have?
They normally play Surgicals, and I don't even know if they bring Surgical in this matchup.
I mean, they didn't see Finks game 1, so it's less likely, but people also love to bring in stupid sideboard cards against this deck. I cannot tell you the number of times I've had people bring in things like Wear Tear against me because, he kills me with an artifact.
Yeah.
We're not going to auto-yield to that because there's definitely worlds where we want to respond to the last trigger with a Chord.
Yes.
However, our next turn, I think, is just going to be Eternal Witnessing, back path, and then pathing the Thing in the Ice.
See, this is why I don't like this version of this Phoenix deck, is they don't have any spells that are actual card advantage. So, like, this isn't the reason. Like, they obviously still have 3 cards in hand, but they just get to situations where they don't have cards and there's no way to dig out. Whereas I like my version that plays pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. So we're gonna Eternal Witness and hope they don't have a Surgical. Or Disrupting Shoal.
Sure, if they want Disrupting Shoal, they can have that.
If they have Disrupting Shoal, I'm okay with that. Yes, I will use Eternal Witness's ability, and I'm just gonna path this right away. Them getting a land is annoying because it lets them double and triple and forple spell.
Yeah.
But I think on the average it's very good.
Luckily, they haven't
get rid
drawn
of it.
Faithless Looting yet.
Yeah. Like, their draw has been pretty anemic, if we're being honest. Speaking of, we're just gonna Faithless Looting. They're gonna dump 2 birds, and
One. That's fine.
one's fine. Second Faithless Looting. Hey, they don't have a Faithless Looting. Alright, instantly place 2 Faithless Looting. Alright, and what's their third spell gonna be? I mean, the good news is that they're only a break. Sure.
So you know how we were just talking about how Vizier barely matters, but that Eternal Witness super barely mattered at that point.
Yeah, Eternal Witness doesn't actually do anything. So we have the option to cord for 3 here.
I think we do that.
So
they have 2 Faithless Lootings in the yard.
right. But if we cord for 3, we aren't actually doing anything.
Do we
like-
cord for 2 for an ooze?
I think I'm down for cording for 2 for an ooze.
And I'd eat one of their Faithless Lootings. Probably. So I guess they get to go. They have 1 card in hand, so most likely any Faithless Lootings they cast would be to build up to an Arclight Phoenix, so we could just hold up eating a Phoenix that they've been.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But I would still probably main phase it, just because they do bring in Dispel.
Yeah. So my only thought about this is that there's some consideration to waiting until you have up 2 mana to be able to save him out of bolt range, but really they have Lightning Axe as like their special removal spell. So I'm not even like sold on that. What I am going to do though is fetch for basic right now, so I don't have to worry about stack interactions while I'm going to fetch to try and eat something and then killing the use in response.
Yeah. Now we're just drawing to a removal spell.
Right, and even if we get to end of turn and they haven't done anything, we're not going to activate Ooze. We're only going to activate it if it's relevant, because I'd like to be able to use it to eat dudes if possible, and a lot of people...
2, 3... Yeah, because we can, on our turn, start eating a thing and save it from bolt.
Okay, so they have an Abrade, which isn't exactly surprising.
I would just eat a looting, I think.
Okay, so do we want to eat a looting and cut them off of a spell, or do we want to eat a guy and go up to 4 turn clock against a single Arclight?
So birds gives us a 4-turn clock currently, because we technically can block.
Okay.
Plus, like with lootings in the yard, it is pretty easy for
them to hit more birds. So yeah. I'm down to eat a looting. So
I don't even know if we play that yet. I guess we can play it to scry, but
yeah, like it ups our clock slightly if we're attacking, and like it's something that they have to think about.
Yeah.
And like the only cost is if they remove that, and like if they had a piece of removal, they were disrupting the combo anyway. So just cast your Phoenixes. All right. So that's not good. So we're going to go ahead and block one of these and just pray that we draw a cord for the win.
Cord, the one of...
Cord, Finks, those are about our outs right now. Oh, I should have scried. I'm an idiot. Sin Collector is a draw, but
we at least get to see what the last card is.
Yeah, we can see if there's any sideboard tech. Like, that definitely was a punt we could have. Okay, so they've got a tap land. We're going to lose here, so I'm just going to go ahead and concede.
And draw a card.
And draw a card to see if it will, just to feel extra bad. All right, wouldn't have mattered. So... Do we like
Finks in? Like, they just I don't know.
So we can side out. If we side out Finks, we side out the Seer, obviously.
No, I'm saying, do we want to have the three that are in the board? Would we rather have them in?
Oh, okay.
But they're not better than all the cards in our deck is the thing.
Yeah, it's like, would we have an extra piece for the infinite combo, or would we rather, or for the infinite life combo, or would we rather have a Scavenging Ooze or the second Eidolon of Rhetoric, or Sin Collector, like over a Sin Collector maybe? But that,
I think this board is just fine.
yeah.
All right,
So
let's run it. Let's see what happens.
we'll run it back and hope to get there. This is just like honestly a pretty terrible matchup. We got very lucky game one. Yes, I'd like to play first. Yeah, this hand's insane. This hand is the actual factual nut. It's pretty close.
We want to hit our third land drop, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, I would accept an additional land or 1 mana dork over the Eternal Witness. That, I think, is the only way that this hand gets.
I think it's good.
I think it's very good.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go ahead and pass. Since we aren't doing anything turn one. Sure. Alright.
Imagine if we had Treasure Cruise with Phoenix. That would be... I wonder if Phoenix is any good in no banless modern.
I would imagine that it is. I mean, you gotta do...
Yeah, but everyone's playing Graveyard Hate because Graveyard's a degenerate.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. That would have been great. Okay, so I'm gonna fetch Shock because we want to be able to have black mana for Sin Collector.
Yeah. Just play Devoted Druid.
So,
I mean,
do we play? I mean, we did just Shock,
yeah.
So we're kind of priced.
So one thing to learn is if you make a mistake, that doesn't make a worse play better. So like if Birds is the better play, we should make it.
So okay, so let's think about it then. So Devoted Druid, if it gets into play and they have removal spell, they're going to kill it.
Yes. Birds most likely still gets killed.
Bird has a good chance of getting killed, but if it doesn't die, it guarantees a Sin Collector or an Eidolon, both of which, like Sin Collector helps to protect the Devoted Druid, and Eidolon obviously is just insane against a deck that's trying to cast 3 spells in a turn. So do we want to try and protect the combo before we go for it, or do we just want to go for it and hope that they tap out? And it's also not even a win unless we draw an extra land. So I think I like playing the birds and leaving up
path.
Yeah. So and
in the future making decisions before we fetch.
Yeah, I mean ideally, but come on now, we're Magic players, we're not here to play good. Alright. So he's leaving up a bunch. He's leaving up 2 mana, which is exactly what we're hoping for. Not having...
Yeah, so he doesn't have removal, or he just doesn't value this Birds highly.
Yeah, and this Sin Collector is going to connect, like guaranteed, because he has 1,000,000. Okay, so what does Artful Dodge do?
Gives it unblockable.
Unblockable. Okay, so they are playing Crackling Drakes, which is good to know. They have Lightning Axe, they have Lightning Bolt.
So is Axe the best one so we can set up this Eidolon?
Yes.
So like the assumption is this Birds dies when we miss our land drop.
Right.
But like that's always just going to get us.
But that's fine. So if they use the Bolt on that, Lightning Axe I definitely think is the best card because it's also a discard outlet. So
we could go greedy and bin the Bolt and hope we Lightning Axes our Birds, but I think that's too greedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think you just take the Lightning Axe and just keep in mind we have to play around this Dispel.
Yeah, the Dispel is going to be kind of a pain, although because they're playing a 4-drop that makes them tap out, like I'm not even that sad right now.
Yeah. Is Dodge really better than playing yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, it's one you can discard and still get a use out of.
Well, I was thinking playing the thing that gives your dude haste, because I've always liked that card with Crackling Drake.
Maximize velocity.
Yeah, because that is pseudo flashback, right?
Yeah, it's got jumpstart. Okay, and opt. So they have 2 new cards in their hand.
So what do you think of Absorb in Standard?
I think the card will be good.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's going to warp the format.
I disagree strongly. I think that people like to say fantastical things in...
Did it warp the format the last time it was in Standard? That would be my only assumption.
They played it.
Alright, Devoted Druid and Crack for 2.
Well, I think I'm going to attack first.
Sure, that's free.
Yep. Excuse me. Whew. And then if we draw a 3rd land at any point, we get to play Eidolon. Let's go for this Devoted Druid. So they have 2 unknowns and are going to draw a 3rd. We've got 2 removal spells out of their deck right now. But they have like 30 more, because that's just kind of how the deck operates. It's bolts and just a bunch of spells.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did draw another opt at some point, which is fine. Same number of unknowns. Hey, look what I found.
Yep.
This is one case where I wish it were a hierarch instead, just so we can be chipping in for an extra damage or 2.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Wow, Twisted Image. All right.
What other matchup is that even good in?
In the mirror, I guess it makes Crackling Drake only hit for 4.
I guess, yeah. I guess this is Moto. People play weird cards as well.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we're playing 2 Eidolon of Rhetoric in this deck, which nobody ever does.
In Legacy, I played against someone playing something Firecat or something. It's like a morph 7/1 haste trample that you morph it up for red.
Oh, that's a choice. So drawing this 3rd land is going really well. 6 turns in.
I mean, at least we've had plays every turn.
It's true. We have had something to do every single turn. And soon they're going to realize that we don't have anything to do, and we're going to draw the land and just Eidolon of Rhetoric, and they're going to cast this Crackling Drake, and we're going to lose.
Yeah, because...
Crackling Drake is going to kill us in 2 hits. So they have a Dispel up, which, I mean, congratulations, they know what they're doing. So we're going to pass the turn here.
Yeah.
And we're going to cast Path during their upkeep, I guess. Because we don't want to cast Path on our turn. We actually want this to flip.
Yeah.
Because it gives us the line of drawing a green or a white source and Eternal Witnessing back the path to potentially kill this.
Yeah.
So we're going to path this now. And there's also thoughts to playing the path after combat, but I don't think 1 point is going to make the difference here, because this is a battle cruiser. It's not swinging, it's not chipping in for 1 point at a time. It's smashing in for half of our life total. So they have 4 other cards in hand. Chances that we just die. Thing in the ice, sure. Oh, they cast 2 spells, right?
Yep.
So our line was...
Alright, Path or Bust.
Yeah, like we have to draw exactly Path, which we did not, or a bird, I guess. So we can cord for 1.
And he can play his Artful Dodge. It's a sorcery, so we can technically cord for 1.
After he attacks, yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
It's better than conceding.
Yeah.
Depending on whether or not you value your time or trying to win a match on.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
We're here for practice for an open, so we're going to cord for 1.
Also, this land is like the one land that wouldn't actually let us do the thing we wanted.
Yep.
because we needed a green or a white source, but that's fine.
On the plus side, things would be going a lot better if, I don't know, we had drawn lands at some point.
Yeah. So they're gonna attack. We're gonna try and cord for one and hope that they don't have another.
Like any spell in their deck gets us here.
I mean, yeah. All right. No point in not cording for 2. Like if they have Mana Tithe. So we're gonna go ahead and get a Bird of Paradise. And assuming one of these 5 spells. Oh, good old Lightning Axe on the birds. All right. So they got us. I mean, not drawing a 3rd land definitely hurt. I think the hand we kept was good.
Yeah.
But not, obviously not drawing a 3rd land is no good.
Yeah.